Hello, Collective. This is Tan from Artemis Oracle doing your reading. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Today is the last day of September. Today is September 30th. And I'm excited to see what is going to be coming up for October, despite everything that's going on in the world. It's funny, I'm shuffling and this card flipped over. Breakup. Wow. But, some of you are going through a breakup. Maybe something better is coming along for you. I believe that for me. Even though I didn't have a relationship, but an aspect of a relationship ended for me. You know, so it's just gonna allow there to be space for the good things, the things that are meant for us, the things that are for our highest good to come to us. Right. So that's the way you have to look at it. What's meant for you won't pass you by, but what isn't will leave your life, but it creates that space for whatever it is that is meant for you, whatever good is coming towards you. You know? Let me just. I have faith about that. I have faith. Um, let's see what comes out. What can the collective. All right, what's something the collective needs to look out for October? Finances. Some of you may need to focus on your finances, savings, possibly, because that card flipped over. But let's see if it comes out. What does the collective need to know for October? There's a freaking dog barking. Forgotten person, core, past old person. Okay, that's for October. Finances did come out. Okay. What else? That came out. Sunset. Lost loved one memories, elder nightfalls. Okay. That says money, work, success, fortune. Run away, get away, keep away, give up. When I think of sunset and then run away, it's like let something end. Let it end. Let the sunset on whatever it is that you're moving away from. Like keep away, get away from something. Let an ending happen, right? Deep thinking with true, remember, solve problems, puzzles, cold words, nothingness, death, meaninglessness, erasure, forgetfulness. I think that goes with a forgotten person. And torment, anxiety, bondage, depression, troubled. Ugh, this is like really shady ass energy, right? I mean, just the good, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and this is like the ugly. But I feel like maybe some of you are ending a situation. You're going to be moving away from something because the runaway card, so you're going to be running away from a person. They're going to feel like they're forgotten, that like deuces. You're probably going to be focusing more so on your finances. Maybe there are certain things that you need to prepare for. Lost loved one, memories, elder nightfalls. Sunset. When I think of sunset, it's like the end of the day. The day is ending. So something is ending, and then we have nothingness. Torment. Maybe there's going to be an end of torment. Maybe there's going to be an improvement of the finances. If you've been experiencing financial problems, that's going to be ending. But the get away, keep away, give up. There's something that you need to get away from, give up, keep away from. It could be something that you've been thinking about for a significant amount of time, or just something that you've been thinking about for some time, something you've been stewing about. It says chew, so it's probably something that you've been thinking about for some time. It's something that may have been a source of torment, has been stressful for you in some way emotionally. You probably felt like you were bound to something, that you were trapped. But mystery, unknown, puzzle, illusion, confusing. Sometimes we get trapped in our own minds, and sometimes if we don't know things, we try to piece the puzzle pieces together. So maybe there's something that you're worried about, or something that you are not completely sure about, that is a mystery to you, and it's like maybe you've been trying to solve it. We do have the truth, something that you've been trying to gain some clarity about. Um, you probably, yeah, it's been something that's been troubling you for some time. It could have to do with finances if you were experiencing some trouble with your finances. Um, okay, but not nothing is a forgotten person. For some of you, there may be somebody popping up out of nowhere asking for money with a, and yeah, it's like they come out of nowhere. Somebody that you don't even think about anymore, that you don't even like, you don't have anything with them, but they may be popping up and asking you for money, asking to borrow money. That the meaninglessness, erasure, forgetfulness, nothingness. It's probably somebody that you least expect, but it's somebody from the past, an old friend. It could be a family member that you no longer speak to. Um, it could be somebody like you, like yeah, it's this core. So it could be somebody who is or played an important part of your life, but that there may be somebody feeling like they've been forgotten in some way. If your improvement, you've been having financial improvements in some way, this person may feel like that because of the changes, the financial changes, the things going on with your life, that you've forgotten about them in some way. And what I'm came to my mind was like, when people elevate, when people ascend or reach some level of promotion or achievements or something, sometimes they leave people behind, but it's not because you want to leave the person behind, it's because they can't keep up. So this person may feel like, oh, you think you're better than me because of this and that. That's something that popped in my mind. That may not be completely true, but it could be somebody that kind of falls into that energy. It could be. So yeah, that's for October. So that's the shady stuff you have to look out for in October. Okay. Let me see. My cards got mixed up. Okay, so I just realized that my camera stopped. So when I looked at the bottom of the deck, we see the sorry card. So whoever this forgotten person is, they may be returning. They may be wanting to apologize. Maybe because they were a source of torment or stress on you. But also, if they owed you money, they may be coming back around to pay you back. I'm trying to get let's see what else. Now let's go into the love cards. I love this. It says beauty in the bottom. I have a pair of sneakers that says that. A pair of custom chucks. Okay, let's see what the collective needs to know about love for October. What does the collective need to know about love for October? Love for October. Love for October. Love for October. Spirit. Mistakes. Misunderstood. Victim. A lost soul. We have the moon there. And then we have clarity, truth, intentions, and honesty. So somebody, maybe some more. Possibilities, loyalty, breaking point. Possibilities, free-spirited, adventure, risks. Loyalty, trusting, reliability, and believing. When I started the reading, there was a dog barking, so interesting. And then breaking point, limit, final straw, overwhelmed. And then the bottom is trapped. Ooh, I feel like somebody's feeling trapped. I feel like, you know what it is too? Well, trapped in a loop. Trapped in their mistakes. It's funny because earlier today I was watching a reading from Jade Stone Tarot, and while I was watching it, I have to multitask. That's the way my brain works. So while I'm watching, I'm searching for something that I remember. I was like, wow, like I've been thinking about spiders. I've been seeing spiders, like people with spiders on their shirt, on their backpack, on their headphones, and stuff like that. And some people are like, oh, it's the season. I'm like, no, I don't think it's that, because those I don't know. I'm not getting that, And I also had a spider in my house, so the spider thing is coming up. I like spiders too. So the fact that I've been seeing a lot of like pictures or graphics with spiders was very interesting. So I had to look it up. But then as I was talking about spiders with my colleague, Jade was pulled out her spirit animal cards. And then the spiders came out. Like 2 spider cards in that deck. The spider card and the tarantula card came out as I'm talking about. So there's a significance about that. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because trapped, stuck, tied down, captive, you know. So, you know, spiders create webs. You know, maybe some of you felt like you got caught up in someone's web. And, you know, clarity, you know, you were probably like, now you're like, oh God, I made mistakes. You know, it says misunderstood, victim, lost soul. So someone could be feeling like a lost soul, like no one understands them, that they're the victim of circumstance. But if you look at mistakes and the clarity and the possibilities, maybe someone is gaining some honesty. They're being honest with themselves about a situation, about mistakes that they've made in a love relationship or in all the love relationships they've experienced, or just love in general. And, you know, possibly they were thinking about the possibilities they could have. You know, that, you know, sometimes we fall in love with potential, but we got to remember the potential is, you know, what we would do in somebody's circumstance. But not, you know, people are different. They have their own way of thinking, a way of doing things, you know. But like it's like, I feel like sometimes when we make mistakes, we end up being disloyal to ourselves. Sometimes we allowed ourselves to get clouded by the potential, the possibilities. But it's like it hits a certain point where you need to just be realistic. You need to be very clear and see things for how they truly are, and see that the loyalty that you have for yourself is the most important thing. You know, you have to be loyal to yourself more than you are loyal to people, you know. And maybe in some ways you've misplaced your loyalty, but you may have reached this breaking point where you felt like you just like, okay, you're done with whatever this is when it comes to a love situation, you know. And it doesn't have to be like, it could be something that you've experienced in the past, but it could be something that you're going to be realizing in October. You know, you're going to be gaining a lot of clarity, and you may be like realizing that you have misplaced your loyalty, that your loyalty should first primarily be with yourself and not with the idea of someone or something in a relationship, like a relationship becoming something, you know. All right, I want to get tarot. Let me see my tarot cards. I have these here. Let's see. Let me see something. Did I put the cards? You know, I flipped this card in firm. Whatever decision you're making about a situation, whether it comes to a past person, that in the initial reading, the first reading I did, or when it comes to a love situation, be firm in your decision. Don't stand on 10 toes. Is it like they say? Stand on 10 toes with this decision. I wanted to bring the cards out, you know, back out. At the bottom of the deck was the Hermit card. So this is about putting yourself first. You know, taking care of your emotional, spiritual needs. Okay. Let me get some cards. So what else does the collective need to know about October? What does the collective need to know about October? Ooh, we got the Strength card and the Two of Wands. So we have fire energy here. This is about you, like I mentioned, standing on 10 toes, being firm with whatever decision, wide awake, clean, decisive. If you're making a final decision about something, like say you're contemplating which path to take, whichever path you decide on, you have to stand firm on it. And strength is about standing firm. It's about, you know, I don't know, I want to say discipline. You staying disciplined. It's funny, the true card, and then the way she's looking, it's like she's thinking about exactly what she's going to do, you know. But the thing is, whatever decision you make, you're making the right one for yourself. And it comes to whatever you may be dealing with in October. Okay. Anything else the collection needs to know? Okay, we got the Queen of Cups. So this is about stuff. This is about compassion. It's about love. It's about comfort. Some of you may be needing to do what is healthy for you emotionally. Taking care of your emotional well-being. Ten of Cups. Taking care of what truly matters. Like maybe focusing on your family. Focusing on your personal happiness. Focusing on things that bring you growth. Things that you can invest in. Investing in yourself. Investing in your prosperity. Investing in your family. And Justice bringing balance. Like we're currently in Libra season. So Justice, happy birthday to any Libras watching. So some of you may be trying to balance out some situation. Balance yourself out with the Eight of Wands. When I noticed in this card that there's a little bird, and birds are about communication. It's about being honest. It's about being truthful and allowing there to be fairness, you know, like not only letting someone hear your side of the story or hearing your thoughts and feelings, but also you allowing them the same space. And Eight of Wands is about action. So it's like taking balanced, measured actions. What is this Justice and Eight of Wands? What is this Justice and Eight of Wands? What is this Justice and Eight of Wands? Justice and Eight of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. It's about karma. Balance. Restoring balance. When it comes to this balance, it's not only about like communication and fairness, but it's also about in the bottom. I'm really thinking about this because Justice with Eight of Wands. Karmic balance. It's like karmic balance is being restored. Because the Wheel of Fortune is about karma. It's about the wheel turning. But whatever this balance is, it may be coming very quickly. This karmic balance, it may be coming quickly. It's going to be happening very quickly. Maybe unexpectedly. But I'm saying what I look at her on the card and she's holding onto the wheel. But the thing is, you have to let the wheel go so that it could turn the way it's supposed to. It's about like letting go of control, releasing an idea about an outcome. Because as soon as you do that, the outcome can come quickly and swiftly. The Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups. I think whatever's gonna happen is gonna be something that's going to make you happy, because the Three of Cups is about celebration, you know. But Ace of Cups is about, focusing. It's about your self-love. It could be about you finding love. It could be about you discovering love. What is it that I want to say? Some of you may be reconnecting with your friends if you haven't been. but some of you may be taking a break, right? Because in the Ace of Cups is about self-love, but in order for you to have like the Ace of Cups, which is the cup that runs over, you have to take time for yourself. You have to. We saw the Hermit earlier when at the bottom of the deck. Well, I mentioned it. I didn't show it to you, but maybe something happened during Virgo season where it was a difficult time for you. I know Virgo season was fucking hard for me. It was fucking hard. I was like, I can't wait for Libra season so shit can balance out. So maybe some of you may be having your emotional balance restored. Where maybe if you were giving, like say if you were depleted in some way because you were giving, no, if you were depleted in some way, you weren't able to really, really enjoy life, like spend time with your friends, do things that you love. So I feel like whatever this is, it's going to restore some emotional balance to you. Harmony. But also it's going to allow you to reconnect with your friends. Or connect with people who are like-minded, because all the women are dancing, so they all have that something in common. So some of you may be discovering something, like maybe something's going to be happening very quickly, right? It's going to be restoring some sort of balance, emotional balance, but it's also going to like kind of be a reset for you, an emotional reset that is going to allow you to pursue whatever passions, hobbies, or even like reconnect with your friends or the people that you care about. But with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like it's something that you possibly want to do that it can be a source of financial stability. And we did have the finances card here, right? So some of you may be experiencing an uptick with your finances. You could be getting a raise, winning something. It could be possibly an inheritance, something where you're gonna be celebrating, you're gonna be happy, you're gonna feel abundant, like you're gonna feel like financially abundant and happy and fulfilled, a wish fulfillment in some way. It could be something that you're working on your own too, because Nine of Cups, she's by herself, I just thought of like, it reminded me of the Nine of Pentacles, but put that there. Okay. Let's get some advice person. Now I'm going to end the reading. Oh gosh, I hope this reading makes sense. Okay. What messages is supposed to need to know? That card back. I'm gonna see what it is. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna keep it because I was talking about something that you love that could bring, financial abundance, like you, like a reset. But love is the bridge between you and everything. Connection, oneness, finding your way forward. When you think about that, with the Ace of Cups and then this card. What else? Love is the bridge between everything. You and everything. Raise your words, not your voice. The rain grows flowers, not thunder. So if some of you like are going to be reconnecting with somebody, or somebody's going to be coming out of the woodwork, make peace, have empathy, show kindness. Is the advice for that. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, got two. I am not this hair, I am not the skin, I am the soul that lives within. Beneath the surface, looks can be deceiving. So yeah, it could be a forgotten person, like you may be like having your guard up with them, but they may not be coming with bad intentions, but you may need to hear them out. Keep your guard up and stuff, but you may be thinking this person's going to be coming back to start some drama or anything, but they could possibly maybe wanting to apologize, because we saw the apology card earlier. And then The wound is the place where the light enters. That's a Rumi quote, actually. Healing the blessings, strength to carry on. So we did have the strength card coming up. So if there's something that you're trying to work on, trying to be disciplined about, it's important for you to look at the reasons why it's difficult for you to really fix, or I don't want to say fix, but really be disciplined about certain things. There may be certain blockages, things that are going on, things that you may need to heal that may be hindering you from, having discipline, or you believing that you can move forward, because it's a strength to carry on. But, there may be something that you need to heal. And I feel like if that's the case, you have to be gentle with yourself. There's a parts of you that you're not going to like, that you may not even acknowledge, or you want to ignore, but it's important for you to understand every aspect of yourself, to fully accept yourself. We're flawed. We have flaws, we make mistakes, but that doesn't mean that those mistakes are your identity. They're just a part of your story, So, and the bottom of the deck, let the water settle and the stars will be mirrored in you. Take a break, time away brings clarity. I did mention the Hermit card. If some of you are going through a difficult situation, especially if you reached a breaking point when it comes to love, because this is the love oracle, or just a breaking point in any situation, it's important for you to take time to yourself, to let things simmer down, not get caught up in any emotional drama that may come forward. You need time to take a break. You need to go hermit if necessary. Take a break from people. You don't have to be completely like disappearing, but you could just take a break from people, take time away from work, or whatever you can do just to have time for yourself, and allow yourself the time and the grace to gain some clarity, because it says, excuse me, take a break, time away brings clarity. So if you're at this breaking point, it's time for you to disconnect in some way, detach, and allow yourself the time, the space, and the grace to, really reflect on whatever it is that you need to work on, and see, where things are not completely clear to you, and how you can bring clarity, or how someone else can bring clarity to you. So I hope this video was helpful in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope October is a wonderful month for you. Bye.